Welcome to the 2012 new Fall Catalogue from Gourmet Village. Actually, it's our anniversary edition, as it says right here on the front cover. It's our 30th anniversary of Gourmet Village. But to make that even more special, there's 100 new products inside, which is our reputation, I guess, is for doing lots of good new products and bringing them to you. Rather than just send you a paper catalogue, we thought it'd be rather nice to do a little mini video, to do a little sort of a slideshow and take you through some of the things. So, on behalf of Ashley, who is now the second generation who works with me, and the rest of the crew at Gourmet Village, let me just take you through and show you some of the fantastic new stuff. The biggest headline, of course, is that it's been 30 years for us. It actually says right here in the headline, from our village to yours for 30 years. That's a pretty fantastic period of time since we first started making our little herbs and spices in little fabric bags and selling them at the local market right down here near Lachute. And we've had a great time. We've made some great friends and made some great, fabulous customers. So thank you for being a good customer. Let me now take you through the good stuff, the exciting stuff, the new products, which is always what people keep asking us at trade shows. If you turn through the catalogue with me page by page, it'll be a bit easier. I'm going to start with you right now on the spread, which is on page 4 and page 5. The headline says, "What's new from our kitchen?" We are a gourmet food company, so what's new from our kitchen is pretty special. The newest thing that's working really well this summer that's already out there, this isn't new for this catalogue, you've had this since January, is the pulled pork recipe. It is phenomenal, one of our absolute best ever recipes. It's also proven that the summer season is getting to become bigger for us. What else is on this page? Down the bottom there's that lovely nostalgia line in fabric bags, which we call our Country Village collection. I'll tell you more about that later. And up at the top of the page, on page 4, those hot chocolate cups will be almost as big, if not bigger, than our hot chocolate cones have been over the last few years. A real chocolate novelty, so just watch what happens on that one. Turning the page again, what's new for your table? What tends to get the headlines with us, what gets all the attention, is the lovely new stuff that we make in terms of accessories. Although in reality, we have to be careful. I mean, a red brie baker is a high-priced item in terms of compared to our spices and things. And people think, oh, you're a brie baker manufacturer, or you guys are dip chiller manufacturers. Let's not forget that herbs and spices, hot chocolates, all the food blends and things we do is still more than 2/3 of our business is food. When you sell a dip chiller, you help to sell more dips. When you sell a brie baker, you're helping to sell the toppings. They go together. They cross-merchandise. They go together perfectly in your pantry. Let's not pretend that we're a terracotta or a ceramic or a cast iron company. We're a gourmet food company. But what's some of the good news? Up there on the top of the page on page 6, that flame-proof chicken roaster, it didn't do very well last Christmas because it got launched a bit late. People missed it. But those people who did try it, it was an incredibly good seller. It's a year-round fantastic item. But more about what's on this page later. Let's go through the actual catalogue, category by category, item by item, and we'll get you there. So let's turn a couple of pages. And I'm going to start talking and start going through the products in more detail on page 11. This page says cold dips. There's nothing new in cold dips. We've been selling cold dips for 10 years, 15 years. I mean, ever since we've had them. Lemon dill dip and the garlic dips, of those of you who've been with us for a few years. But what's new this year is that we've relaunched the guacamole and we've relaunched and repackaged our salsa. Both of those are fantastic. All natural blends of herbs and spices. You literally just add the guacamole to half avocados and half sour cream. It is the creamiest guacamole you've ever had. It isn't just a green, mushy avocado dip. It's half sour cream with half avocado. It's quite spicy. In fact, all of our recipes at Gourmet Village, we tend to believe in a strong flavour profile. So if you want a less strong, you just can make the spices go further. Don't use quite as much. But we will guarantee that when you make a Gourmet Village product, as per the recipe, you will not be disappointed for flavour. The salsa dip mix is phenomenal. Fresh tomatoes in season just make the most beautiful, juicy, real salsa. Not that sort of sugary gloop in jars that you get from the box stores. But what's also neat and people don't usually think about is that inside the recipe box there's always extra recipes, and the one we love in here is for doing a fruit salsa. Do it with apricots, do it with peaches, do it with pineapple. A fruit salsa is one of the most beautiful things to have with eggs as a breakfast or a brunch item. So don't forget that salsa is very versatile. Because you're making items fresh, you're making things fresh. Your friends will think you made it just for them. So keep those in mind. What's on the next page? I'm flipping over now to page 13, where it says hot dip recipe boxes. Even the headline or the words on the page say piping hot straight from the oven, the richest and tastiest of dips. I guess I wrote that a bit more pretentiously than I realised I had. But the good news of these things is they really do taste good. A hot dip has more cheese, it's more of a mouthful, it's more of a, not a meal, but it's more satisfying than just a cold dip with a piece of celery or a carrot in it. The biggest success over the last few years has been the hot crab or the parmesan. Where do you go? Obviously, the hot parmesan and artichoke over there. They've been incredible successes. The hot dips have gone to the top of our list. But the one which is new for this year is the blue cheese. It can be done both cold or hot. It is spectacular. We tried launching a blue cheese dip a few years ago, and it just never had the flavors we wanted. Obviously, now with improved technology, with improved quality of ingredients, this blue cheese dip is stellar. If you do not like strong blue cheese, definitely this one you can make more than we say. If it says on there that you can make 2 cups or 3 cups, absolutely you can make more. You could dilute this one and still have a wonderful blue cheese dip. It's nice if you put a few sprinkles of blue cheese. It's got a bit of a sort of a European flair, not the sort of soft Stilton flair, a little bit more of the sort of sharp French blue cheese taste. It is absolutely, in my mind, one of our best, one of our favourites. Turning the page, I'm now on pages 14 and 15. New dip pouches. This is a whole new concept. No new flavours, but a new presentation, a new way of looking at our dips. Previously, if you wanted a larger amount of dip for value, you would buy the dip jar with a metal lid. Economically and both environmentally, this is a new, better pouch. It is a resealable pouch. You tear off the top. It has a resealable ziplock underneath, and it contains enough to make 7 cups of dip of our best dips. The price is slightly better than the jars, and this we really recommend. I mean, the foil pouch keeps it sealed tight. If you turn the pouch around to the back, it's got a clear back so you can see all the fabulous natural ingredients. Our dips are all natural blends of herbs and spices. No additives, no preservatives. There's a little bit of preservatives, obviously, for the cheese items, but read the ingredients carefully. These are about the most natural dips you can get, and the flavours are phenomenal. They're also very versatile. You can take an onion chive dip or a roasted garlic dip and use it as a seasoning in anything. If I'm cooking scrambled eggs, I'll put a sprinkle of the onion chive dip in there. If I'm doing a pasta sauce or any cooking, I'm looking for seasonings. Gourmet Village dips are incredible, good seasoning blends, not just dip mixes. In these pouches, they should be in everybody's kitchen, resealable, fresh, you like it. Quick look at page 17, where it says the dip and the whisk at the top there. These are 2 old flavours. Lemon dill's been one of our best sellers for a dozen years. Roasted garlic was fairly new, but before that we used to have a regular garlic dip. Just the roasted garlic is a little sweeter, the caramelization when you roast the onions and stuff and the garlic in there. The news here is the packaging. It's going right back to our roots back in crumbs 1980s, when the little fabric bags, we used to print them and put a little whisk on them. This time it's a nice country fabric. It's obviously an Indian cotton, a lovely textured Indian cotton, sort of a cranberry red colour. The little whisk makes it very gifty. This is a perfect stocking stuffer. This is a perfect item to take as a hostess gift. So dips, believe it or not, are the beginning of our catalogue. They're not an old item. They're still one of the best-selling groups of products we have is our dip mixes. Hot, cold, baked, you name it. Just a quick flip at the end here, numbered pages 18 and 20. Dip chillers. Oh, I've seen those forever. No, you haven't. We've actually only had them since 2004. Well, boy, is that a long way ago. We sold a 1 millionth dip chiller in March of 2011. That's how popular these things have become since our very first classic dip chiller. What's new for this season? Colours are new. A new terracotta. I'll tell you more about terracotta in a little bit. And the new Country Village. Of course, we're doing that lovely new Country Village fabric. We've printed that same fabric on a dip chiller, and that one's actually a little bit better price. But prices, I'm not going to talk about. Those you can see. Prices are in the catalogue. I'm here to tell you about the products, not about prices. That's what your sales reps are for. That's what the people in the store are for. That's what it's all about. Turning the page again, let's finish off with baked dips. Baked dips it's like a meal. And the dip bakers are such versatile. They're little casseroles. You can do a ratatouille in them. You can do a flipping cheese mac in them. You can do vegetables in them. You can do whatever you want. They're oven-proof, heat-proof, you name it. There's that lovely photograph, that steaming cheese and that lovely not in that lovely Cabernet colour right now. We have a brand new one added to the set this year, which is terracotta. You can even use that to put your fajita, the tortillas that go with your fajitas, fit exactly inside that one. We've changed the size a little bit, make it more versatile. Great colours, whatever the colours you want to go with the decor. Blue is very in and very trendy this year. For the summer, the sunflower yellow, the burnt oranges. Cabernet is still big. White is classic. Cranberry red is huge at Christmas, but also it's becoming very classic in people's kitchens. These dip bakers are just the most versatile toy, but it's nice. Remember all these things also, they always will have in them a pouch of herbs and spices. You're not just buying a ceramic from a ceramic company, you are buying herbs and spices from Gourmet Village, but we make it easy for you to make them because we give you the stuff to go with them. Let's change the subject. We're almost a third of the way through the catalogue, and we come to the page that says baked brie. Baked brie has been one of our biggest categories, but actually it's a cheese dip. We don't really want to call it a cheese dipper as it sounds like the whole company is a dip company, but a beautiful heated baked brie or camembert. You just score the top a little bit, put some little cut lines in the top of the rind of it. You can put one of our dry mixes, the cranberry and almond is still the most favourite, or you put one of our liquid toppings and you just heat it in the oven until it gets nice and soft, serve it with the lid, keep it warm on the table, and away you go. The brand new flavour for this season is sugar plum. Sounds Christmassy, tastes Christmassy, sugar plum is phenomenal. The fig and ginger is also another very, very good one. The ginger really comes through a little bit of spice in it, which is quite nice. But if you've got hot pepper jelly in your oven, if you've got some chutneys in your pantry, try them. Experiment with your brie baker to put different toppings on top of your baked brie. The first baked brie I ever had was long before we started selling it, was when some friends came in from Toronto who were very trendy and showed us this great item where they took a big wheel of brie and they sliced it right through the middle. Still not quite sure how well he did that, but he did it. They took the top half off almost like a Victoria sponge or a sandwich, and they put layers of peaches and apricots inside, put the top on, and baked it. So this whole concept of fruit, dried, preserved, sweetened with cheese is a wonderful dip. We sat there with crusty French bread and just pigged out forever on this whole thing. What's new for this season? Also, we have new two trios. You've got 3 brie toppings in one package for the price of 2. So if you normally would pay a certain price for the box, the value in those trios is fantastic. Great combination of flavours to serve your guests, etc., etc., etc. In terms of brie bakers are brie bakers. The catalogue, you can see all the pictures of them, they're fantastic. The newest change we're doing this year is the new ones as they come in will all have little handles on them. A little bit easier to pick up. They'll have a knob on the lid just to make the whole thing much easier to use. We're also putting the words Gourmet Village on the top. We're not putting cheese, so it doesn't just mean it's only for cheese. You can use it in the oven for whatever you want. It's just a little design change, a little colour change, but it's just a nice way of keeping the whole thing fresh and keeping the whole line fresh. What else are we having new this year? It's a little warmer. It's a little tiny little metal holder. You put a candle in it. So in fact, you can put your baked brie in your brie baker on your table to serve it. Be sure to put a little piece of wood underneath it, one of those little sort of cork mats. You don't want to risk burning your table, do you? Keep the brie warm. We have brie warming racks, so you don't have to burn your fingers. All the accessories you want to go with our brie bakers are in there. While we're talking cheese and cheeses and things, we of course have the chef and the chef bakers. They still do very well. But what's new on this page? Well, I'm now at page 29 in the catalogue if you're following along. Cheese balls. We launched these about 4 or 5 years ago, and I think we may have been a little bit too early. We actually started to drop them and not introduce new ones, and we had some comments saying we need more. So we put 2 new ones out, a Tuscan tomato and a spicy Sicilian. Both of those, well, the spicy Sicilian is quite spicy. You have them lovely. They're rolled in red pepper, the spicy Sicilian. The tomato, the Tuscan tomato has got the seasonings and the toppings that go with it. Beautiful things to serve. They're just a cream cheese, roll them, mix the herbs and spices inside them, put the outside toppings, roll them in that, wrap them in a bit of saran wrap, put them in your fridge. You can serve them in an hour, you can serve them in a day, you can serve them the next day. Easy to make ahead, really tasty. People can just take those little spatulas that we serve. They'll try with that. They're wonderful on a crisp bread, whatever. You'll love them. Okay, we're almost halfway through the catalogue, so we're doing quite well.